enter into a new dimension of creation. The power to design, animate, and edit. Cool and quiet as you create, with breathtaking graphics performance. The way you create will never be the same.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another week of some XP HSL Rocket League edition. My name is Maximilian Thor von Neumann. You can call me formal because it's an informal greeting, and we're going to be a bit informal here today as we're going to be bringing you two best of fives from Conference A and Conference B, respectively, as teams continue to jockey for position to get themselves into the top three of their pools of 8. Now, our two matches are going to be a bit of a fun one today. We're going to be opening up with STMC Black versus the Lakers Legends, and following that we have the Mansfield Minotaurs taking on the Makos, the Marsden Makos Gray in particular. However, these are only 4 teams of a large collection of schools competing this year, as we kind of can break down our conferences one at a time. Conference A, of course, Marsden Makos Maroons, not the ones we're seeing on stream, as well as STMC Black, Chisholm Maroon, Lakers Legends, Irish Warriors 1A, SBCC Blue, Craigsley Conquerors, Trinity College Red. From Conference B, we have ourselves the Irish Warriors B, Chisholm Green, Craigsley Conquerors 2, Grace Gamers, STMC Gold, SBCC White, Marsden Makos Gray, Mansfield Minotaurs, and then Conference C, which won't be seen on stream, composed of more newer teams, consists of Grace Gamers MS, Trinity College Blue, TSS Cyber Sharks, the Maryborough Meteors, Unity College United, and the SSC Spartans A and B. These are our teams, but again, our matches as listed before: STMC Black versus the Lakers Legends, Mansfield Minotaurs will be playing the Marsden Makos Gray. Now, taking a look at the standings as well coming into this to further understand the implications of sort of what these matches are meaning in Conference A. This is kind of the more important match today. As mentioned before, Lakers Legends going to be taking on STMC Black. As you can see, both these teams currently sitting in that top 3. However, with Chisholm Maroon sitting 5-3 as well, a loss will knock one of these teams out of that playoff position. And as we approach the end of the season, where every game is that much more important, this is not a series either of these teams can afford to lose. Meanwhile, over in Conference B, for our second match between the Mansfield Minotaurs and the Makos Gray, it's two teams that are kind of sitting a bit lower on the standings. You can't see it right here just yet. Oh, here it comes right now. Perfect. Mansfield Minotaurs, as you can see, sitting in 6th. The Makos Gray sitting in 4th, trying to crack into that top 3. I consider this a must-win game for both of these teams, as if they drop this one, they might find themselves losing out on that playoff contention. Very important matches. It's going to be a battle for sure, and I'm excited to see how this plays out. STMC Black, Lakers Legends, going to be our first game, as I'm going to throw us over to the pitch right now. They actually let me choose where we're going to play, so I chose my favorite stadium for once, and it's interesting. A big match, a lot at stake, yet we're going to go to the Tranquil Beckwith Park Night. Easily the best pitch in Rocket League. I refuse to accept any other answer except for this one, just because the colors, the lights, the sort of ambient sounds as well. It's a beautiful stadium for what's hopefully going to be a beautiful game of Rocket League. Now, taking a quick look, SCM Black, that's Elvali and the Duffman. As you might mention, they are missing a member right now. Unfortunately, their third player could not make it for the starting time, but may be able to join mid-series. So, this is going to be an early advantage for the Lakers Legends right now, consisting, of course, of its Rothy, Hyper Neon, as well as Perithium. Perithium, a player who has had much success in this league. In fact, this entire team has had success in the past. These are three very skilled players, and when you're already down one member, it's going to be that much more difficult, I feel, for SDMC Black to come out with a victory in this one. Opening attack being set up actually for the Lakers Legends. Shot will come through from Hyper Neon, and it just takes just over 30 seconds for our opening goal. A 1-0 lead for the Lakers Legends. Just a really nice backboard pass. Unfortunately, the defenders weren't able to find that correct read on the play. Will cost them a 1-0 lead for the Lakers Legends. As we continue along, kickoff goes in favor of our orange side actually. Good read by the Lakers Legends, able to read that kickoff, chase it up. I'm kind of curious how many of these kickoffs, realistically, that STMC Black will be able to contest being a member down. I believe there might be some situations where, unfortunately, the kickoff just will not favor the two-man roster. Not to say as well that we're writing off this two-man roster as well. 2v3s in Rocket League, I mean, it happens sometimes, you know, when you're grinding ranked and you have a teammate disconnect for whatever reason. You have to play in these situations, and it's not always, you know, a death sentence. I have seen many a two-team beat a three-man side. So hopefully we get to see some of that from STMC Black. At the moment, though, they have been struggling to get that ball past midfield, opting more for these individualistic plays to drive along the corridor to create that space. Unable to get too much just yet. Oh, that's an open looking at Perithium's there. It will be drilled. That's going to be a 2-0 lead. And when you are in a 2v3, you just cannot afford to be making these sort of unforced errors, unfortunately. It was a swing and a miss from the defense. And now the Lakers Legends find themselves 2 goals up. For the Lakers Legends as well, I mean, this is a team I'm pretty sure they've gone far in the past. They haven't gone all the way to a championship per se, but would be hoping to see them continue to make this climb. That's with 3:15 on the clock. See action happening in the middle of the field. Hyper Neon should be looking for a bit of a pressure. Hyper Neon is going to put a shot towards the goal. Instead, it's going to bounce off that backboard. As we wait to see a shot from Perithium. No, he can't quite put it straight. We wait to see more action right now through that corner. It's a desperate grab for attention that eventually does pay off as the defense will clear it along. Again, just constant attacking right now. This defense cannot find a way to break these midfield plays. Hyper Neon going to once again try to attack the backboard. And this is a situation where sometimes like the best defense is a good offense by keeping SDMC Black on their own side of the field, but not necessarily putting, you know, risky shots on target. It's just a way for the Lakers Legends to control the ball, control the pace, have SDMC constantly burning boosts for these challenges in the corner that they haven't been able to win. Well, finally, they get a bit of a gap, yet Rothy was playing third man, I feel like, this entire time. Does start to get space. That's a miscommunication. Double commit does cause Lakers Legends to be a little bit sloppier on the counter play. There's another double commit as well. A volley able to get over the top of it. However, Hyper Neon from underneath will once again establish this offensive attack. The 3 versus 2 numbers game definitely paying dividends right now for the Lakers Legends. They're sitting with a very comfortable lead right now as we approach our final 100 seconds of game number 1. Should be worth reminding everyone, it is a best of 3. So just because you drop that first game, there will be time to come back. Hyper Neon, though, is going to get that next goal. I believe that's the second for Hyper Neon this game. It is, in fact, as just had the read on Duffman, wasn't able to reverse back into it. A situation where a third member actually could have been coming from that corner, able to make that save. Very unfortunate. The numbers game paying dividends once more for the Lakers Legends. Kickoff. Looks pretty good for Rothy. Shot on target. We'll be able to get it to the corner. Perithium from underneath. Needs to stick with that ball. In the end, it winds up in the waiting embrace of Hyper Neon until it's stolen away. Still 90 seconds to go. Perithium shot not quite on target enough. Duffman going to start to try and clear this one back, but here comes Rothy. Another shot on target, not quite with enough power to break through the gaps of the defense, but once more, they do not have to. It's all about sustaining this attacking pressure, all about putting it through as Lakers Legends Just a dominant showing right now. Out in front, a minute 4 remaining. As we see a bit of a challenge, Hyper Neon now going to chase up, play off that backboard from underneath. Someone's got to take a swing, but no one quite there in time. 55 seconds remaining. Rothy goes for the 50. Got a bit of pressure. Duffman doesn't want to challenge. Interesting. I do feel as if this series is going to be a lot closer if that third member from STMC Black is going to be able to make it back. Because as it stands right now, a 35-second remaining game, not looking that promising. Avali unable to get it past midfield, and here comes Hyper Neon. 4-0 lead in favor of the Lakers Legends. It's getting worse before it gets better, unfortunately, in game number 1. We're going to be looking at a 1-0 lead in this series in favor of the Lakers Legends. As we wait to kill the final 29 seconds, this is just unfortunate timing for SMC Black to not be at full strength again. As we highlighted before, this is sort of that fight for second place in a group where only the top 3 advance. In Group A, can be argued to be probably the most competitive of the 3 conferences as well. So, with 10 seconds remaining, Avali going to try and create a bit more pressure. Ball held up in the air. Rothy will get a touch. Avali swings and misses. Ball bouncing in front of the net. Someone's going to take a strike, perhaps. It's going to be the defense clearing it towards the middle of the field. Ball hits the ground. And the Lakers Legends take game number 1. 4-0 dominant showing. Not too surprising, all things considered, as, well, realistically, coming into that game, we're going to be favoring the team with the extra member. Even without the extra member, I kind of would have probably picked Lakers Legends to take this just because of the experience and successes they've had in past seasons here at XP Esports. I'm very impressed with how well they control the ball, but it's really hard to take too much away when you're in a situation like this. And granted, you know, there's times where SDMC Black was able to put some pressure forward. Just wasn't ever enough to really get it past midfield to keep anything sustained. However, it was only game 1 that we're going to be seeing the 2v3. I do have it on good authority at the moment. That good authority, of course, being the players. It looks like that perhaps that third teammate is joining in. At least the Duffman is claiming so. I'm getting the thumbs up from production. So we're going to have a proper series moving forward. Only a 1-game disadvantage, but hopefully, everything's going to be all golden for SDMC Black at this stage of the event. Now, as this game is being played, we're taking note as some of the other games being played in Conference A. I have it on my study sheet right here. Craigsley Conquerors currently up against SBCC Blue. Trinity College Red has the Irish Warriors, and Chisholm Maroon going up against the Marsden Makos Maroon. So if you're wondering where your school is at in Conference A, who's playing who, that's the situation right now, as we are going to jump right back into the game here for our second match. Ademo has rejoined the fray. SCMC Black back at full capacity. Let's see if that's going to help them get back in this series. Opening kickoff does go in favor of the Lakers Legends as they get some attacking pressure on. Duffman's going to try to clear through the corner, but that shot from Hyper Neon puts more pressure back on that goal from underneath. Hyper Neon, another shot off that backboard. No one there to read. The counterattack looks very good, and this is the inclusion of the extra player right there, coming into a bit of success. Well, kind of. It was actually the same 2 from game number 1. They find that upfield pass, but having that third member allows Avoli to cheat forward. 1-0 lead for STMC. Now the question is, can they continue to build off this 1-0 lead? Perithium puts up a lobber. Going to try and race back for it. Rothy will be the next player for that touch, playing it through the corner. Can only go so far with it. Ball bounces off the roof, bump from behind. Rothy sets up Perithium. This is looking very good for the Lakers Legend. No! Perithium can't find that redirect. Going for a very, very technical pass and shot right there. Doesn't pay off for the Lakers Legends. And now Avali is going to just clear it straight up the middle. No more all-out attack coming from the Lakers Legends side, as they have been trying to keep a member back after giving up that first goal. Rothy shot straight down the center. Will be saved by Avali. As we wait to see who will make that next play. Perithium tried to get the touch. Avali able to make the read. Hyper Neon, slow pass over to Perithium, will be able to attack through the corner. It's a swing and a miss from Duffman. Perithium's going to try to play the backboard, but just didn't have the momentum to stay with it. That will lead to another corner pass. It's thrown out far enough, yet Hyper Neon can't get there. A great play from Ademo. And now Avoli actually has the chance. Rothy able to get their first Duffman. Going to try and play off the wall. It's a swing and miss from underneath. You have Perithium, gets a bit of a breakaway, has a chance to put this ball wherever they want it, but they can't make contact. Ball still waterfalls down to Foley, tries to get a touch, but it's risky. Rothy outside the box, doesn't commit, but Duffman swings and misses as well. It's a light touch from Perithium, but it's not enough to put it through the net. Oof, there's been a few opportunities for the Lakers Legends in the second game to equalize us up, but they just haven't been able to find that last scoring shot. Very tight situation right now as the defensive rotations out of SDMC have been challenged. That was a chance for Hyper Neon. Couldn't quite make a read on it. Perithium will stop the counterattack, or at least slow it down. But Volley keeps it forward. That's a nice lob towards the net. Hyper Neon will make that read off the backboard, yet it's more midfield pressure coming from our SDMC tie. Perithium eventually will put it down into the corridor where Ademo will flush it forward. A Willie losing possession from underneath. Great touch from Perithium. Gets the bump on a Volley. Shot though will come from Perithium, crossing up the defense and putting it in. Perithium. Absolutely fantastic stuff. The solo play up the middle. An awkward pass from a Volley was read by Perithium. Duffman didn't want to commit. And now we got ourselves a tie ball game. You can't really... It's interesting because of Volley is the one apologizing for that, but I feel like Duffman could have pressed forward to challenge. I'm not calling out any individual player, though, as Hyper Neon puts another one through. Like, going back to that previous goal, I mean, this was just a kickoff that Hyper Neon got that read onto Duffman, who I'm worried might be getting a little psyched out a bit. It was just a play that didn't work, is what I'm going to call it. No one necessarily at fault, which is why I'm saying the apologies might not be necessary. Halfway through game 2, and once more, Lakers Legends have themselves a lead. 3 cards go up for the ball. 4th one makes an attempt, but it's the 5th player, Ademo, who gets it through. Ademo. They're going to pass it back to Avoli as we play it forward. These are very unique names, might I say, from SDMC Black. Very unique ones. I kind of like them. There's something nice. Anyways, Hyper Neon, free reign to take that shot. However, he would like Avoli. Not sure how that save was made. Fantastic stuff. It looked like it was go off the post and in. Instead, we're still on a 1-goal game. And Demo makes 2 defenders miss, but cannot get it past Rothy. We'll start to clear it back that other direction. Perithium on that side wall, unable to make solid contact. Goes for the pump, doesn't quite find it in front of the net. Someone's got to tap it in, but no one is there. Oh, that's frustrating. 100 seconds remaining. 2-1 lead in favor of our orange side. Looking to go 2-0 up in this series if they can hold on to this lead. Ademo will clear it across the pitch. 90 seconds left. Avoli challenged, loses out. Here comes Hyper Neon. We'll play it through that corridor. Challenged by Rothy, but only goes so far with it. Avoli only goes so far on that way back as well. Nice little dunk attempt from Perithium, but unable to push it into that net. Rothy now with a chance. Shot not on target enough. Straight to Avoli instead. Just over a minute remaining. SDMC Black, ever since we saw the adjustment from the Lakers Legends to always keep a 3rd man farther back, have not been able to get the sustained attack once more. It was a in-game adjustment from our orange side that seems to have given them the edge in this game, as Rothy going to actually have to back quarter in a scary situation. Almost could have punished them. If only actually still has a chance to set something up. Ball off that backboard. Someone's got to commit for it. And in the end, it was Perithium, actually, who got to it first. Avoli will be able to make that save, but Perithium had the lead. Ball off that backward. Here comes Rothy. He takes the shot. He spikes it down to Demo. Will come through with the save, keeping this game still within striking reach. That's a good shot. Ademo set up, but he can't put it accurately towards the net. 30 seconds to go. Ball waterfalling down in front of the net. Yet no one from SEMC Black willing to challenge. 22 seconds on this clock. A chance for one more attack, perhaps, but Duffman will lose out on that initial 50. Avoli has to go for a back pass, but Perithium was already there. Avoli gets the demo, but maybe it was thrown off. 0 boost means Duffman will take over. 8 seconds to go. Ball out of the corner. Left chance to strike, but Avoli can't quite bring it. And now it is all up to Ademo, who gets it with 4 seconds to spare. The ball was held in front of the net for a couple moments too long, and the equalizing goal comes through. Hyper Neon just unable to get up for it. A very clutch goal coming from SDMC Black to keep the series realistically within striking range. Next goal wins this game. We're either going to see it off the kickoff or in overtime. An opportunity actually coming for our team in orange. Do they put it through? Rothy can't get to it before Duffman finds the clear. Hyper Neon will let it fall. And despite a last attack from the Lakers Legends, we get ourselves a sudden death overtime in game number 2. Ademo off the kickoff actually helps set up Duffman. Rothy tries to race up for it, but it's Hyper Neon off the backboard who will get that clear. Play through the corner. Rothy gets a touch over the middle of the pitch. Will be trying to play through the corner in this situation. Hyper Neon has a look, but it says Perithium who gets the challenge. Ball water falling down. Hyper Neon doesn't commit, but it's a double commit. Then both players miss. Ball off the post, and there is Perithium to put it through. 3-2 lead. Lakers Legends get it done in game number 2. Rothy had the open net. Perithium had to get a double dunk type play. Still works though. However you score the goal, that is what matters. Lakers Legends take game number 2. Good stuff coming from the Lakers Legends right there. They are in a really good spot right now. 2 games up in that battle to help solidify themselves as the number 2 seed right now. It's looking pretty solid that they might be able to pull it off. However, we did see some late signs of life coming from STMC, and when STMC is on the attack, they can put pressure on that goal. Lakers Legends look a lot more comfortable when playing on that offensive half. That's where they set up that rotation. It's all about if STMC can find ways to break that midfield, find those quick counterattacks, find some quick goals. They were able to get one early in the game, and then late in the game, they were able to put that attacking pressure over the top of the net. I'll be curious to see if STMC is going to be able to pull that again. As it stands, though, I'm not liking their odds necessarily. It's still a close game, so it still can go either way. Just kind of curious to see how it will play off as we head back to the pitch for what might be our 3rd and final game of our opening series. That said, we've seen reverse sweeps in the past. Why not see one again? Clock ticking down once we get underway for game number 3. Kickoff last time went in favor of STMC Black. This time as well, they've got themselves a bit of an opening. It's just Hyper Neon on defense. However, Avoli will swing and miss. Demo laying it off the roof. That looks accurate. But Perithium able to fall back for the save. It's another pinch across the goal. Again, when you see the Lakers Legends on defense, that's where the double commits come out. That's where the panic comes through. This team is so disciplined when attacking, but on defense, it turns into a melee. Rothy with the breakaway, but he put it at an angle. It's not going to go in. An open net miss. That's okay, though, because they still got that ball to the blue side, and now we get to see that patented Laker Legend attack. Rothy in that 3rd-man role got enough of a touch against Ademo, yet a volley will still put a shot on target. Hyper Neon forced to fall back, make that save, yet no one from the SAMC side wanted to stay with the play. A little bit surprising. They're keeping 2 members back to start this match off. Good play by Perithium, though, is able to get past them each. That ball's going to waterfall in front of the net. Someone's got to commit. Someone's got to jump up, but no one does on the side of the Lakers Legends. But they had pressed forward, and that nearly led to a counterattack. Fortunately, a 3rd member was able to press it back to that blue side. Hyper Neon going to try and take it up high. Ball's going to fall in front of that net. 50-50. Ooh, Perithium had a good look at it. A volley resulting to a demo in order to make that save. Swinging the miss from Duffman. Rothy gets a bump. It's a volley versus Hyper Neon. And a volley gets the win. Perithium with that fall through. Not enough power on that play. It's amazing how somehow, some way, and this comes from a lot of boost management, Lakers Legends always have a 2nd and 3rd member ready to make that play. Ademo, though, may have taken advantage of it. Hyper Neon forced to rotate back. Just the speed, though, from the Lakers Legends has been phenomenal to watch, and it's come from that sheer control. The midfield, Hyper Neon puts it in. Does a nice little lob shot over the top. As, yeah, Avoli, even with that boost, just needed a bit more power behind that play, but more importantly, that was, I know it didn't look like a triple commit, but realistically, that's exactly what that was. When the shot was taken, all 3 members of STMC Black were committing to the left side of the field, and all what that shot had to be was straight on target, and it does go in. Backboard setup. This could be dangerous. Hyper Neon unable to get past Duffman, yet Perithium's going to keep the attack moving forward. 3 minutes left still in this game as we continue along. 1-0 lead. Rothy will play the corner. Won't be able to win that next challenge, though, as Hyper Neon loses out on that 50 along the sidewall. That's going to bounce and make its way in. Oh, a very fortunate goal for Duffman. I'm a little bit surprised, actually, that this worked. Perithium normally would be able to make that read. Just intentionally drove under the ball. I think Perithium forgot or didn't realize that they were the 3rd man in that situation, so a miscommunication in the rotation just gives up a goal for free. Duffman will happily take that. High ball game as we approach the halfway point. 1-1. An unusual unforced error as Perithium again is going to start attacking the net. Won't be able to find that goal straight away. Demo from a volley, but Probably not the most important demo on Rothy right there, just because Rothy was the first member. It's the second and the third member typically where you want to find those demos heavily. Going to try to create some space. Rothy beaten out. Where's that next member? Hyper Neon actually had to go back for it. So aggressive rotation still continuing for the Lakers Legends. This time Perithium, ooh, didn't get all of that, but it's a swing and a miss from the attack. That will force a volley forward. Ademo actually double commits as well. Ball bouncing around, but Rothy unable to really get a good drive on it. Duffman able to throw it back to their own corner, but Hyper Neon will get there first. That's going to save Ademo into a challenging place. All kept up high. It's going to fall down low. Perithium does not find the dunk that they were looking for. We'll open a corner for Ademo, perhaps, who will play it all the way up the pitch. Ademo trying to get in front of the box, but it's still kept up high. As we see Duffman still looking to play this corner from underneath. Hyper Neon actually gets demoed in the process. Perithium gets another play. Ball's going to fall down low. Rothy goes up trying to spike it down, but cannot find a way to spike it down and in. Rothy continuing to pester and play this corner. It's a clear down the middle, and that's going to go in. A 2-1 lead for STMC Black. Oh, that was another unfortunate overcommit, and realistically, Perithium was trying to find a back pass to mid where no one was there. A minute 20 to go, and the Lakers Legends, they look in control for so long, and then they make one mistake, and each and every time STMC Black will find themselves in position to punish. The thing is, STMC's Black defense, I think, has been a bit underappreciated thus far in this series. They have been doing quite well in holding off what has been a consistent onslaught coming from the Lakers Legends side. Granted, I could argue that the Lakers Legends attack isn't what I would call necessarily dynamic. Realistically, they control the middle of the field, control the boost, and just taking straight shots. I wouldn't mind seeing them adapt their DAC a little bit, go for the follow through, go for the bump, go through the demo. That could do them a lot of work, but they might have to wait till game 4 to pull it off unless they can find a goal in our final 45 seconds. Avoli going to look to make it a 3-point game. The pass back to the middle. It's another open net, and what is going on with the Lakers Legends defense? This team is constantly so eager to press forward and be the aggressor and be the attacker that they are just giving up open nets right now to STMC Black, who they're going to be taking game 3. We're going to be going to this game 4, and this is why I was saying we can't necessarily write out the idea of a reverse sweep, and this one Perithium has an open net. It's going to take that shot and put it through. Perhaps we spoke too soon with this game necessarily being over. A great play from Perithium reading Ademo. As we see this again, just driving that power over the flick right there. That was cheeky. That was a very good shot upon reflection. Perithium showing some of those mech skills. And again off the kickoff, this was good. Rothy just couldn't quite get the power to put that one in. 30 seconds remaining, but it is the Lakers Legends on the attack. Hyper Neon puts the shot on target, but Avoli is able to rotate through. Ademo starting to press forward. That leaves an open net. Ademo has to race back, but Rothy doesn't find that read. 15 seconds, and Hyper Neon winds himself under the ball. 100% boost. Tries to put it to use. The net was open, but Rothy unable to pancake it through. Perithium, the mechanical player of the side, lets it get behind them. Last chance from Hyper Neon off the backboard. Perithium's there, but the challenge from underneath makes the save. Rothy unable to corral it, and we're going to a game 4. Lakers Legends putting on a show. Hey, Amphis, how you going? My goodness, STMC Black starting to run away with this one. A 3-2 game. Lakers Legends. This team was so strong in our first 2 games, but got a little bit over eager and eventually started to give up a bit too much on that defensive side. Find themselves falling down as we get ready to go into our 4th game. Is there a bracket? There is a standing screen that I can bring up in a bit, I am sure, for you, so don't worry about that. Still wondering where your school is, Amphis, because, it is, anyways. Game number 4 kicking off right now. STFC Black taking on Lakers Legends. As we do kick things off, Avoli will clear across that middle of the field. We'll wind up setting up Ademo, who takes a challenge, but will lose out necessarily. Interesting to see if STMC Black can get some offensive rotations, or it doesn't really look like it. Again, this team looks so much more comfortable on defense, just waiting for that inevitable mistake out of the Lakers Legends side. Avoli straight down the center, where Rothy will collect from the box. Gets out for another challenge. Duffman winning it out from underneath. Nice little pass over to Perithium, who will collect the boost. Doesn't want to go for the dribble, actually. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Thought we were going to see a full commit. Not going to be the case. As the Demo will go for that full commit. Tries to find the dunk, but is unable to get it. So we'll have to settle for a demo instead. Rothy still able to find a nice pinch to draw it back. Avoli has 3 players underneath. Makes the first miss without the second. Perithium off the backboard. Do we see the shot? It's late from Rothy. And now no one is near the ball. Come on. There we go. Finally someone gets to it. It's an awkward pass across the middle. Why are SCMC Black not committing? SCMC Black, they want to play this defensive game, but it looked like they were too hesitant to try and capitalize on all of the field that was being given to them. I'm a little bit surprised from SCMC right there. There we go. Brackets are up for you. As we see a bit of a challenge. Avoli going to clear it over to a Demo. And we'll be able to try and chase that one up in the corner. Rothy follows it through, gets that touch from underneath the Duffman. Pinching it back towards the center. Avoli takes a second attempt. The first look didn't like it. Second look tried to go for it, but by that stage the attack had pressed forward. 3:15 on the clock. Ball off the backboard. Duffman actually is in an awkward spot with all the space available, not jumping up for it. Defenders bump into each other. You'd think that would open a doorway for the Lakers Legends, but they're unable to get through. As we have 3 minutes remaining. Hyper Neon. Pass back towards the center. No one willing to commit for it. I'm wondering if I've spoiled myself at this stage, having watched a lot of, Asian Rocket League and Overlap Cup in the past. And like the thing about it is, when I'm watching, Singapore take on Japan, they're always so aggressive and they look to challenge everything. And I feel like both these teams can almost learn from that a bit. I'd like to see a few more 50s being challenged right now. Like, often this ball is rolling around in dead zone, and Avoli tries to pre-jump and goes over the top as Hyper Neon keeps it down low. Laker Legend finally get themselves the lead, and that is why you saw the pre-jump right there. Couldn't see it on the first angle, but Perithium going for the demo, forces the pre-jump, forces a poor read out of Avoli, and the Lakers Legends are now up 1-0. And yeah, again, Memphis should be in this event. That's all I'm saying. Granted, I'm not sure how. It'd be interesting to see what you would do to a competition like this. Either way, Ademo could have put a shot on target. Not quite going to find that mark just yet. Rothy instead will play from that corner underneath the Duffman. We'll be able to get that ball to the backboard. Rothy looking to clear to that opposite side. Perithium goes for a challenge. Ball up. Hyper Neon waiting underneath to take that shot. Avoli is a lighter touch, but still able to force it into the corner. Here comes Rothy. Ball will fall down, but no one able to strike. 2 minutes to go in this 1-0 game. Clear from the corridor. It's going to fire Hyper Neon to play it a little bit forward as well. Avoli eventually will get their ball bouncing off that side wall. Caught by Hyper Neon. The Demo from underneath. Light dribble. Over 100 seconds remaining, but only just. We've seen a few clutch goals in the past, and we get one right here. Ademo beating out the defenders, tying us up 1-1 as STMC Black continues to fight. Now, this is not the Women's League one. This is the high school event, Amphis. This is high school Rocket League is the requirements for this event. The Women's League is the Rainbow Six, which is played, I believe, on Wednesdays. As I'm going to get a thumbs up. Thursdays, I'm sorry. It's played on Thursdays. Perithium making it a 2-1 lead. So that goal right there, we just watched Perithium just swing and a miss from the defense. To be quite honest, that goal caught me off guard because it did look like, our blue side was going to have that read right there. Demo, yeah, a little bit frustrated of how that one went down. You can tell as Hyper Neon's going to lob one up for Perithium. We'll be able to chase it through, looking for that backboard. Duffman goes up, but doesn't come down with it. Still Ademo will get that clear ball off that side wall. Bump from underneath. Sets up Avoli. We'll look to play through that corner. All right, Hyper Neon gets there first, but this is where we've seen Lakers Legends struggle. Sometimes they double commit on defense. Sometimes they get a little panicked. Not the case this time. They are going one at a time for it. Perithium will lob it up until Ademo goes for a challenge. Winds up dunking it, but not towards the net necessarily. Duffman, though, wins the ensuing 50. And now we've got an attack for STMC Black. Ball in front of the net. Double commit, but no one can put it through. Rothy with time to find the clear. Puts a dribbler towards the middle of the field. Ademo has the read. Rothy puts it back down. Shot is in! And Ademo will make it a 2-2 game. That is twice Ademo has come up clutch for this team. Perithium just didn't quite have that angle off the backboard and able to throw himself at that ball. A little bit unfortunate. That said, 2-2 game. Kickoff, Duffman. Actually not going to chase it up. We'll give that space back over to the Lakers Legends. 43 seconds remaining. Shot not in. It was Rothy who made the save. It actually looked like Perithium was going to get there first. It was hard to see because of the demo. And that's a double commit on defense. That's an open net. No, Duffman, but yes to a demo. That's the hat trick for this player, and that is the 3-2 lead. As we see the double commit opening the net. Duffman gave me a heart attack right there, but it's all good for STMC Black. They've got themselves back in the lead, looking to take us to our deciding game number 5. 30 seconds on this clock. Hyper Neon looks to clear it towards that center of the field. Shot from Perithium, drilled in the upper left. Oh, that is a 129er. As we watch this one again. Perfectly laid out, and Perithium got all of that. A banger of a shot. Tie ball game, 25 seconds. Next goal wins it. And if that comes from the Lakers Legends, they're taking this series challenge. Looking to be won by Rothy, can only go so far with it. Ademo has to be very careful how he plays this. Is able to get that boost, but cannot use it for the challenge. Rothy's going to put one up. Ademo watches it lob over his head, and no one behind had the boost to make the play because Ademo had collected it prior. A heartbreak for STMC Black as Rothy puts in the dribbler. 13 seconds, STMC. They need to come up huge right here. Rivoli puts one up. Perithium misses, but Ademo can't beat Rothy to it. Still a chance, hope, a heartbeat. STMC, they're going to put up that lob shot. Someone's got to make that play. Swing and a miss from Rothy. Ball kept on the side. Ademo's going to go for the center, but misses. And the Lakers Legend take this one in game number 4. And we walk away wondering what would have happened had SCMC had that full roster in game number 1. I know it's kind of rough to bring it back to that, but my goodness, that game, it was close. In the end, 3-1, Lakers Legends get themselves that win, but they had to fight for it. STMC Black, that last game in particular, it was 10 shots to 5. They were able to create that attacking pressure, and it was sort of like a role reversal where Lakers Legends were fighting those counterattacks. Perithium continues to be one of the better players in this tournament, and I stand by that. You give this player space, absolutely will be able to drill it. Very well done. Lakers Legends, they're going to be in a very good position moving forward. As for us, though, well, we've still got another game up ahead. That is right. When we come back after a break, this is the game we are going to be seeing. Mansfield Minotaurs will be taking on the Marsden Makos Gray. When we return, Lakers Legends got that win, but still more to come. So stay with us here at the XP HSL Rocket League.
Hey, put you in your place, look. Leave your thoughts on the bar like Facebook. Yo, got that from Grapevine. Send your podcast to the Grapevine. Hey, put you in your place, look. Leave your thoughts on the bar like Facebook. Yo, got that from Grapevine. Send your podcast to the Grapevine. Grapevine, 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 send your podcast to the Grapevine. Send your podcast to the Grapevine. Send your podcast to the Grapevine. Send your podcast podcast of the great.
Got no. Got no.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the XP-HSL Rocket League, coming to you live from TGG at the University of Queensland, or UQ. So, XP-HSL-RL at TGG at UQ. You know, that's a fun lot of letters right there. Either way, we're getting ready for our next matchup, as you can see. A little bit of a recap of what went down today. It was the Lakers Legends beating STMC Black 3-1, and now we get the Mansfield Minotaurs taking on the Marsden Makos Gray. Players jumping straight onto the pitch. We're going to go straight to it as we get ready to kick this next event off. A quick look at our lineups for this game. On the Mansfield side, we have ourselves Rogue, as well as Stormed Raptor and True Snez. Meanwhile, for Marsden Makos Gray, it is Kilty Toe, Abattoir's Rage, and Pac-Man 0522. A fun lot of names for what should be a very good game, as Pac-Man actually gets credit for the first save in this one, trying to clear it up that corridor. Will only go so far with it. Attacking pressure being put on at the moment as Stormed Raptor will go for a 50-50. Looks as if, you know, we're going to have to be doing some radio casting for a brief bit while we look to get that video feed fixed. Pac-Man going to take that shot. It was a little bit wide to the right. Now we'll try to chase through underneath. More pressure being put on by this orange side by Kilty Toe. Eventually, Rogue will try to find the clearance and pass back across to the center where Storm Raptor will collect. Only goes so far with it. Second shot from Storm Raptor was on target, but the save was made by Pac-Man trying to throw it up across the middle where Abattoir's Rage was able to follow it up. Gets it to the front left quarter of the orange attacking side. In the corner, the 50-50 went in favor of the Mansfield Minotaurs, and now Rogue 3 was able to air dribble it all the way into the corner, had a nice center, but no one was willing to commit. As we see a pinch back towards the middle of the field, True Snez keeping it in the middle of the field, has to rotate back, steals that midfield boost, and now gets a lighter touch forward. Kilty Toe challenges True Snez, but loses out, so Abattoir's Rage will be forced to fall back. As hello, everybody, we're catching me once more. If I'm looking to the side and not at you, it's because I am trying to call the game, and that's where Stormed Raptors actually was able to just get a goal across that middle of the field. So good looking goal. So we are looking now at a tie ball game. 2 minutes, 47 seconds remaining. See where we go from here. Kickoff actually goes in favor of our blue side. Abattoir's Race trying to fall back. Pac-Man very slow and moving, a little bit surprising. Eventually the ball will find its way moving more towards the middle of the field. Light touch by Stormed Raptor. Kilty Toe trying to fall back forward, puts a light touch on it, tries to play underneath but can't go too far with it. Here comes Rogue. Will play it off that backboard as well. Kilty Toe watching the ball sail overhead. Challenge, not necessarily one out straight away. Ball off that backboard. Here comes the read, here comes the shot. And now it's a 2-1 lead for the Mansfield Minotaurs. You can sort of see everyone grouped up on the right side of the pitch right there. As soon as the cross-up happens, that's all Mansfield needs in order to find the goal. 2-1 lead for our blue side. As again, I do apologize for a little bit of technical difficulties. Just listen to the sweet sounds of my voice, though, and I will carry you through. Storm Raptor, shot across the middle of the field, will be saved by the Abattoir's Rage. Going to play that to that opposite corner, and the Impact Man will go up and try to come down with it, but instead it's Rogue who will keep the attacking pressure for Mansfield. Ball being lobbed now. It's a 50-50 opportunity for Storm Raptor to try to get the goal. Got to the ball first, but couldn't really put on that accurate shot. Hello again, everybody, as we watch along. 2 minutes remaining in this game. Trust me, I'm doing my best for you. Pac-Man is on the attacking third right now. Got a touch towards the net. It's a slow roller, and True Stats couldn't get underneath to make the save. So we're going to be looking at a tie ball game with a minute 47 to go. Stormed Raptor just didn't quite make that read, and True Snez was trying to fall back and clear to the corner, but wound up own goaling it a bit. So now we got ourselves a 2-2 game. As we do play forward in this one. A minute 45 to go. The kickoff went in favor of the Mansfield side. Storm Raptor has an open net, but didn't find the power to keep it open. Pac-Man was able to rotate around, get the save. It's still a bump from behind on Rogue to set up True Snez to keep the attack moving forward for our Mansfield side. Ball's getting jammed up in the corner as True Snez is just bumping every sort of defender that gets in his way. Eventually, Pac-Man was able to clear some space until running into Rogue just in front of the midfield line. Ball held in the corner for the time being. Guilty Toe is the next player to try to find the clear, but only goes so far with it. Ball up high in the corner. No one was really able to come down with it. Backboard setup, though, still being set up from Mansfield. Yet, despite a double commit on the attack, no one was able to put it through. So the third man was able to play midfield. Ball still on the blue side. Rogue shot on target, saved by Abattoir's Rage. Middle of the field, Guilty Toe goes up and underneath. That was Storm Raptor who got to the ball first until Pac-Man pressed it forward. Got a demo in front of the net, but no one is there to tap it in. Guilty Toe goes for the back pass, but Pac-Man was going for a bump, so there was no third member in order to find that strike. Abattoir's Rage eventually able to fall back, drives it all the way to that attacking corner, throws up a lobber, but Pac-Man didn't have the boost to stay with it. Now in the middle of the field, it is Rogue taking the shot. Abattoir's Rage did fall back to defense, was able to come through for that save. 30 seconds remaining in game number 1. True Snez going to hold that ball in place, goes for a challenge, but winds up losing out from underneath. Abattoir's Rage going to press this ball forward along that corridor. 20 seconds to go. 2-2 ball game. Guilty Toe can't make a read off the wall, and Storm Raptor lost it as well. Ball slowly warring to the orange side of the pitch, where Pac-Man will get that deeper clear. Rogue now with possession, throws it back towards the middle, follows it up themselves, gets it to the opposite corner. Ball slowly rolling towards the net. Abattoir's Rage forced to play off that backboard. No one challenges in the middle, and we have ourselves an overtime. Here we go. 2-2 ball game. Golden goal situation. Again, doing my best to go full radio for you guys as Pac-Man going to take that shot off that backboard. No one follows it through, and instead we see a clear, awkward positioning. Abattoir's Rage misses it, and that should be Rogue putting it in, but double doinks it on the open goal and cannot get the go-ahead game-winning play. Overtime continues along off that backboard. Pac-Man going to try to create something and winds up in Abattoir's Rage's control as True Snez going to follow this one up. Eventually, Storm Raptor is actually going to put a slow one on target. Abattoir's Rage got the lightest touch, but it was just enough to put that ball into the corner. Now Pac-Man going for the dribble across the middle of the pitch. Actually gets bumped off by his teammate in Guilty Toe, but they control it enough to turn it into a goal. That was one of the ugliest, poorest, miscommunicated plays I've ever seen. And somehow, someway, Pac-Man maintains possession and scores the goal. Never seen anything like that. I'm sorry you didn't get to see it. Oh, that was craziness. Look, as it stands, I think we're going to be throwing it to a quick break. I do apologize. Hopefully when we get back, we'll be able to bring you the rest of the series. Fingers crossed, stay with us. I'll have an update soon in just a few moments. Welcome back, everybody, straight into the thick of the action. Apologies for that technical delay, but as you can see, crystal clear now. Mansfield Minotaurs up 1-0 in this game, just like they are down, actually 1-0 in this series, as it was the Marson Makos who took that goal in overtime. You saw my reaction. Hopefully now you get to see that gameplay itself. Abattoir's Rage off that backboard. We'll try to make the read, but instead it's going to be Rogue getting to the play first. It's True Snez looking to make a play off that wall, perhaps. Only goes so far with it. Storm Raptor playing off that backboard. Here comes a shot from Rogue, spiking it down. Pac-Man can't make the save, and Rogue will make it a 2-0 lead for the Mansfield Minotaurs. As we watch this one again, it was a light touch, and Pac-Man, unfortunately for this player, just couldn't quite come through with that read. And unfortunately, it does fall a bit short right there. 2-0 lead for the Mansfield Minotaurs. And again, just a quick reminder of the context for this game and what these teams are going to be trying to pull off. This is a situation where I would say it is must win. As with this season, it is the top 3 teams, not the top 4 teams, advancing into our knockout stages. With both of these teams just kind of on that bubble and cracking that top 3, these are the type of games that become must-win situations. So Mansfield, despite dropping game number 1, they have to show that resiliency to go ahead and take game number 2 right here. Now, coming into this one, you know, Mansfield, they played against the Grace Gamers. Marson Makos played against STMC Gold. That would have been those warm-up series. As we watch and see a bit of attacking pressure. That's Kilty Toe able to muscle that ball well and truly into the net. 1-2 game now as the Marson Makos do strike back. And Kilty Toe just taking advantage of the chaos in front of the net, just able to squeak that one in. A very nice looking goal from our orange side, who had a bit of a comeback actually in game number 1 as well. Kickoff though, very good for our blue side. Abattoir's Rage sitting in the net, able to keep the ball away from Rogue, but not away from the double commit, as here comes True Snez. Attempts to play it through that corner, doesn't get the second touch, but does force a double commit. Kilty Toe can't stay with it, might have to pass back to the middle, but instead kept it along that corridor. Bumping, and oh, that's a miss from Storm Raptor, but no one wanted to try and play off of it immediately. Kilty Toe doesn't make that read on the wall. Pac-Man actually stays sitting in that corner. Now going to look for a pass to be more centered. True Snez has the read, yet it was all to set up Abattoir's Rage, who doesn't get it past Rogue. Minute 50 remaining. Pac-Man gets that touch in the corner, looking to fall through in the middle. No one quite there. Ball remaining in the corner as Pac-Man actually lobs it back towards that center. Abattoir's Rage gets a touch, but it's a better one out of the True Snez, and it's now a 3-1 lead for the Mansfield Minotaurs. Watch that one again. True Snez just across the center, able to collect that pass. Pretty strong goal. 3-1 in favor of our blue side right now. Mansfield Minotaurs should be feeling pretty comfortable with themselves off this kickoff, though. Abattoir's Rage just absolutely drills it, and it takes 3 seconds to make it a 1-goal game once more. 111 kilometers per hour. I mean, Abattoir's Rage just got everything there. Is able to put that one through. Very nice goal explosion as well, actually. That's one of the better ones I have seen. Mansfield Minotaurs up by 1. Marson Makos, though, have time to bring it back. Oh, shot a little bit high despite the open net. As the ball is going to be a back pass from the Storm Raptor that leads to a shot. It's a slow one. True Snez able to make that read, but the ball's still in a dangerous spot. Abattoir's Rage able to wrap around it. Ball still held in the box, but no one can put it in. Scary situation right there. Kilty Toe gets a bump into the ball, but the rest of the team has fallen back on defense, but yet Pac-Man doesn't make the read. That's a miss from Abattoir's Rage as well. Pac-Man playing it off that backboard. True Snez puts another one towards that backboard. No one cheating forward. Storm Raptor open net. That's going to be a goal. 4-2 lead for the Mansfield Minotaurs. And at this stage, you have to think we're going to be looking at a tied series, perhaps, as Mansfield Minotaurs starting to put more and more goals through. 4-2 at the moment. There we go. Next play. Ball going to be sort of pressured a bit. Abattoir's Rage get bumped off it. Ball continues to slowly roll towards the net. Here comes Rogue. Pac-Man will find that clear. Here's Snez, puts another slow roller towards the goal side. Ball still being held in the air. Storm Raptor touching it back towards that net as well, and eventually Abattoir's Rage will find that clear. Ball across the middle of the field. True Snez has to get to it. Trying to create some space. Challenge won by our orange side. Kilty Toe from underneath doesn't make that read. We hit our final 30 seconds of play. Abattoir's Rage trying to come off that backboard. Doesn't find too much now. Has to force themselves to race back. Pac-Man tries to center out that ball. True Snez will get there first. 20 seconds. A couple swings, a couple misses. Rogue gets a light touch ball slowly rolling in front of the net where Pac-Man will come through. 10 seconds left on the clock. Kilty Toe puts one up in the air, tries to fall through from underneath, gets another touch, lobbing it towards the center. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Yes, and done. There it is. The Minotaurs go ahead and take game number 2 to tie us up at 1 apiece. Really well played from the Minotaurs right there, actually. They're going to be quite happy with that one. As we get ready to go for our next match. That game was a lot less chaotic than the first game. Kind of a bit unfortunate we couldn't get to see all of that one. However, I do like how the Minotaurs have kind of calmed themselves down. They're playing a lot more controlled, and if they continue to keep up this level of play, I do believe they should be able to maintain control of this series as we get ready to go straight back to the action. Game number 3 about to kick off. Here we go. And, oh, okay. Fake kickoff, or rather lack of kickoff from the Marsden Makos. They just don't go for it at all. Trying to find that counterattack, but they won't be able to get too much with it. Pac-Man swings and misses. Abattoir's Rage from underneath finds a lighter touch. Attempts to stay with the ball until the Storm Raptor will follow it through, trying to play it through that corner. Centered, all perfect pass to Rogue. And that's going to go in. The Mansfield Minotaurs continue to keep pushing ahead. You see that play right there. Just a beautiful pass over to Rogue. And in it goes. 1-0 lead for the Mansfield Minotaurs. Feeling very confident in themselves right now. We wait to see our next kickoff. Rogue able to lob one up. Pac-Man trying to race back. Kilty Toe had a backward look, but is unable to play it through. Instead, we'll see Kilty Toe actually slightly play it forward to the Storm Raptor. Ball off that backward. Catches Storm Raptor off guard. Rogue now backward pass again. But it seems like the rest of Mansfield were playing far enough back that the attack fizzles out before it really gets going. Storm Raptor now finds that up high clear from underneath. True Snez, only one defender to beat. Puts up a lob setup. Pac-Man tried to go for the intercept instead of the initial shot save. It wasn't necessary as the pass just couldn't quite connect. Scoring opportunity perhaps for the Makos now instead until True Snez is able to get underneath and looking to chase it up along that side wall. True Snez keeping that ball held down low. Rogue backward. Shot. Not. No third member again from the Mansfield Minotaurs. For some reason, they're just not willing to commit on some of these backward passes despite the space being given to it. The Makos aren't too fast on these backward reads. It's a little bit I don't want to say disappointing, but it is a weakness that can be exploited, I feel, for the Mansfield Minotaurs if they're willing to play a little bit further forward. Maybe it's something they'll pick up on as we hit 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in our third game. Winning this will move a team to match point. True Snez looking to fall back. Challenge being held in the corner right now. Eventually True Snez does get underneath it, looking for that pass back towards the middle. Stormed Raptor gets there first. Able to create some space, get into that backward. Do we see that back pass? Yes, we do, but there's not a lot of power behind it, and that allows Pac-Man to clear it through. It was a good attempt, but needed a little more oomph to it, as we do see True Snez bang one forward, easily read by our orange side. Guilty Toe gets another touch towards the net. Storm Raptor trying to find Snez. Instead finds a shot coming from Abattoir's Rage. That save is made. And it's the lighter touch by Pac-Man that actually finds its way into the net. And we got ourselves a tied ball game once again. Pac-Man, just a nice midfield play. Helps escort that through. Storm Raptor couldn't quite make a play on the ball. Was feeling some attacking pressure. And now 2:50, just under 3 minutes. This game still can go either way. Off. Winds up in possession of Kilty Toe, who put a little bit too much power behind that. Was able to chase it up unchallenged, yet the second touch as well with too much pepper is stolen away by True Snez. Finds that perfect setup. Rogue had a chance, couldn't quite get the read they were looking for. Put it a bit too high for Storm Raptor, and that attack will fizzle. Kilty Toe leading the charge, trying to get it down to Pac-Man. Instead finds True Snez, who uses all the boost for a pass back towards the middle. This could be very risky. Fortunately, Rogue is able to get underneath it for the side of the Mansfield Minotaurs. Let's see if they find the clear this time around. Storm Raptor has the boost, delayed use of it, but still gets bumped off the play. Pac-Man puts up a lobber. True Snez will bounce it off and out of the way. 2 minutes, 7 seconds to go. Kilty Toe finds one touch, looking for a second. Won't be able to go too far with it. Now going to try and play off that backward throw more towards the middle. Rogue will clear it through. Double commit along that corridor. Very tight spacing. Rogue, though, puts it to use. Goes for the challenge, but the third member is a bit too far back. Just under 2 minutes remaining in this lower scoring game, number 3, might I add, compared to what we've seen previously. Pac-Man gets that ball into the corner. Rogue's going to try and clear it back forward. That's going to force Pac-Man back. Has to go all the way back, actually. Goes for the boost instead of the ball. And that nearly punished. True Snez's shot, though, was slowed by Kilty-Toe. As we hit our final minute and a half. Very unusual game. So much space is being given to both of these teams, I feel like. And at weird moments, you will see bumps like we saw right there. It's a strange game for sure. That's a big miss. Yet, we aren't able to see this capitalization by the Albatross Rage this time around. Storm Raptor from underneath. Goes for a challenge. Loses out. Here comes Kilty-Toe. Shot. Target saved barely by Rogue. 1 minute to go. Clock keeps tick-talking. So we see what Rogue is going to try to pull off right here. Swing and a miss from that corner. Needs to find a way to center the ball, but does not go too far with it. Kilty-Toe from underneath. We'll play through that corner. Storm Raptor double commit as well as True Snaz, and Albatross's Rage takes advantage. Rogue 3 alone on defense. Here comes the attack, but no one wants to commit to the shot. How does that ball roll through the backboard with no one hitting it? Oh man, miscommunications again, I feel like, from both teams. Leads to a post shot out of Pac-Man. Unable to put it through. Kilty-Toe will be stopped by Rogue as we hit our final 30 seconds. Next goal, going to win this game. True Snez from behind, goes for a challenge, loses out. Kilty-Toe tries to wrap around, puts a lobber up there, and that's going to be Pac-Man following it through. 15 seconds to go. Storm Raptor, touch, open net. Kilty-Toe posts it. Couldn't quite put it in. Albatross's Rage tries to hold that ball up above. Pac-Man from underneath cannot find the shot, and this defense just keeps doing just enough. Albatross's Rage misses it on the open net again. So many shots, so many posts, and no goals scored. We go to our second overtime of this series. Storm Raptor will get that ball to the opposite corner. Start things off. That's a big clear from Albatross's Rage. Not quite accurate to be a shooting threat, and the follow-up is with a fair bit. True Snez, though, misses on the clear, and the ball still bounces up for grabs. Eventually, Storm Raptor, who gets there 50-51 by the defense. Albatross's Rage tries to follow it through. Can't go too far with it off the backward. Rogue with a chance to strike, and Rogue will. That's going to be a 2-1 game for the Mansfield Minotaurs as they advance 2-1 in the series. I catch my breath after that game. I have to admit, that one was getting to me a little bit. That was a bit of a blow for blow. That was a good game right there. Mansfield Minotaurs now in a good spot to try and 3-1 this series. Rogue putting those 2 goals on. 3 shots to 6. This was just a low shooting game, and that's just credit realistically to, I feel, a lot of the defensive rotations, particularly in the corners. Both teams very good at sort of jamming the play up and not letting things get through. Whew. Here we go. One more game for the Minotaurs. If they're able to take game number 4, they'll take the series for the Makos. Looking to bounce back here and now. They too kind of got one more chance at this one. So we get ready to kick off our next match. We will be able to shortly, and well, you have to admit, win or lose, this series has been a very interesting one for sure. Very, very close games. As we are going straight, okay, we are going straight into the action, so back into the game we go. As up. Okay. True Snaz, just making sure they get that corner spot, I suppose. A bit of a join-rejoin type situation. No more fake kickoffs coming from the Marston Makos, as instead we saw a double commit on the kickoff. Not quite as nice to see. Either way, Pac-Man, oh, that's a misread. Kilty-Toe as well, kind of bounces out of control. But once more, we're seeing that hesitation comes from the Mansfield Minotaurs side, where they don't look to capitalize on mistakes as much. They're more content to try to play their own game, yet that double commit is going to put a lot of pressure, and another whiff puts on even more. Bouncing off that backward, Kilty-Toe has a look. Shot's going to come from Albatross's Rage, but it's a bit wide. Kilty-Toe tries to get the angle, doesn't get there, and now True Snez with the ball accidentally put it into sort of the bank, and that lobbed it a bit too high to stay with the play initially. As we go back across the middle of the field right now. That's the set of Albatross's Rage. Ball off that backward. Storm Raptor will be able to push it to the side where it's a bit safer. And no one from the orange team wants to challenge. So Storm Raptor looking to go the distance. Even got a demo, but where is the backup? Both teams just playing such a defensive game that when the attacking pressure is established, it's never being sustained. And that's something I can say for both these sides right now. I feel like they're each more concerned with not losing the game than necessarily trying to win. at this stage of it all. Pac-Man will be the player playing it forward as we look to see a backward read perhaps. Eventually defense does get there first, and now we're seeing the opposite problem, where instead of being set up at the midfield, it looked like the Marsden Makos were set up on that upper third, and all I'm asking for is a midfield setup and rotation from either of these teams right now. Perhaps it's going to be coming from the Mansfield Minotaurs at this stage, yet that's still the Makos finding a way around it. That's a great setup, but no! The shot is saved despite that double commit. Guilty Toe had to fall back to third member. Ashley gets another good touch. Ball is going to get lobbed in. A great play from Guilty Toe to make it a 1-0 lead. As it is a 1-0 game right now for the Marsden Makos. Going to be quite happy with the start of this one. Still 3:17 on the clock. See if our Mansfield Minotaurs can find that comeback, needing 2 goals now in order to end the series here in game number 4. Perhaps they'll need more, though, if this attack led by Pac-Man works out. Guilty Toe had a shot, wasn't able to find the power behind it, so defense will make that initial save. Yet the tight rotations. Now we're seeing a very aggressive-looking Mako side in terms of how they're positioning the ball. They're trying to play upper third, almost upper quarter, really. It's starting to work out, too. That lob shot nearly finding its way into the net. Eventually, True Snez will play through that corner. Good touch from Pac-Man. Now we'll have to chase it up, and does so in order to play that corner once more. Snez going to go for the center. Albatross's Rage, though, gets their first shot. Target saved by Rogue. 2 defenders were staying back in the box, but Guilty Toe presses forward when the opponents move out of the way. Yeah, just very awkward. True Snez went for the boost and missed the boost. Oh, you don't want to see that. That's very unfortunate. True Snez trust in the team that they found the clear on that touch. Unfortunately, they did not. And didn't even get the boost as well. True Snez going to be kicking themselves after that. Oh, nearly a return goal from Storm Raptor. Instead, we see that ball bounce across that middle of the field. Pac-Man goes for the challenge against True Snez, who does win out on it. 2:22 remaining on the clock. Ball in the air, going to be won by this blue side, yet it's a miss from the Raptors, so that's going to be True Snez instead, trying to play setup. And it's a meatball up for grabs, but once again, no team really in a hurry to commit on some of these aerials, and that's still something that I want to see more of as we do move forward. 2 minutes remaining, game number 4. Currently in the lead is the Marsden Makos. A win here will take us to that deciding game in a must-win series. Oh, it's a tense one for sure. Rogue looking to throw it over to Storm Raptor, who does collect. Pressing that ball to that upper corner. True Snez from underneath gets the bush. Gets the shot on target. And only can go so far with it. Rogue now will try to play corner as well. Ball in front of the net. And no one there to strike right away. True Snez still keeping that attacking pressure on. Ball up for grabs. It's a lobber caught by our orange team. The second challenge going to be won out by True Snez as well. Rogue has a chance, but Guilty Toe gets there first. And that's more pressure being put on this Marsden Mako side, who seem to be playing a lot of this game on their own defensive half. The pass attempt over to Rogue is intercepted really before it can get established. This will lead to another attack coming from the Marsden Makos Gray. I think a third goal would end this one for sure for Marsden Makos. Yet, 2 goals still within striking distance as we go into our final minute. True Snez has enough boost to make a play try to work this time around. Albatross's Rage will hold on to it, dribbling it back down, leads to the shot, but it's double commit on the play. They went for that pinch. Now it's Pac-Man versus True Snez. Yet Guilty Toe with that demo does stop any passing opportunities as Albatross's Rage was able to fall back. The attack a little too slow to realistically be effective. 40 seconds, and there is the 3-0 lead as Pac-Man puts it in, and that will do it. I do believe game number 4 will be going to the Marsden Makos. See that goal one more time, just well put into the net. Really nice looking shot and goal. 39 seconds remaining. And this is the stage of the game in the series where you really have to start to question, what can the Mansfield Minotaurs do to bring that momentum back in that 5th game? Or will the Marsden Makos be able to take this series? Well, that's going to be a 4-0 lead. A nice dunk from Albatross's Rage. That's going to be one that will fire up the team for sure as we watch this again. Yeah, just an awkward place for Storm Raptor to be. Couldn't quite make a read on that ball. Really well done for Albatross's Rage. Abattoir's Rage. Was I calling him Albatross's Rage? My apologies. Abattoir's Rage. 27 seconds to go. Ball off that side wall once more. Abattoir's Rage going to push it towards the net where Rogue will be able to catch. Guilty Toe gets to it first. 17 seconds. Ball across the middle of the field. This stage, we are just killing time before our 5th and final game of the afternoon. When does the afternoon end and the evening start? There's a question for all of you at home. I'm kind of curious what you all think. 3, 2, 1, and when the ball hits the ground, we are done. True Snez going to go ahead and down it. There you go. Makos Gray tying this series up as we get ready to go to a 5th and final match. Makos Gray going to be very happy with that win right there, shutting out the Minotaurs. First shutout we've seen in this series, and I think actually the first shutout we've seen this afternoon as well. I'm curious to see how our next game will play out if the Makos Gray can keep that momentum. They are gold tournament winners after all. Always fun when you see, you know, like sort of a lower ranked tournament winner than what you would expect. Knock on sad. I've still yet to win a tournament, actually, despite a fair few I've competed in. A lot of second places. I think I finished second place more than any other result. And the fact that I haven't won one, it's a bit of an oof. Ouch, ouchie, oh no. Time for game number 5. Our 5th and final game of the evening. Mansfield Minotaurs, Marsden Makos, must-win series, must-win game if you wish to qualify for that next stage. Pressure is going to be on for these schools. What will they be able to pull off? Off of that kickoff, it is a good start for the Minotaurs. One would think just because Marsden Makos not prepared to play that corner, they go for that clear, but the Minotaurs were ready. As we see, a good bump from Guilty Toe, actually. Might stifle the attack, especially with Storm Raptor missing it. However, no one had pressed forward fast enough to punish, but the defense as well hesitated, so it does establish to an attack for the Marsden Makos side. Albatross Rage looking to stay off that backboard. No, Guilty Toe! Gets in the way of the teammate, still finds a touch, and if that finds its way in the net, thank you, True Steads, clearing it out. I would have been a little annoyed. Either way, 4:25. First 30 seconds, no goal scored. Proper rally now going to be established. Guilty Toe, oh my goodness. What's the phrase in baseball? 3 strikes, you're out. Well, let's watch this. 1, 2, 3 strikes, and you are out. Guilty Toe puts it in. And I am thinking that the Mansfield Minotaurs might be a little bit shook. 4:18 on the clock. Oh, that is a painful way to give up a lead, especially in a Game 5 situation. A chance for redemption from Rogue, but could not make contact with the ball. 4:05 remaining. Challenge. Not quite being run out. True Snez is going to go ahead and try and chase that ball up. Now falls it through back underneath Rogue. Throwing it back towards the center, but Albatross's Rage can only do so much with it. 3:50 remaining. Storm Raptor gets a second touch, and now trying to get a bit of revenge, a bit more muscle. Where's the rest of the team as the ball was held in the box? But again, that backup not quite there in time. Mansfield Minotaurs continue to play so far back, and it's just not allowing them to keep that attack sustained. They're going for these long, elaborate, drawn-out situations. Yet, by playing further back themselves, it just means that the Makos Gray have time to win that first challenge and then set themselves up once more. True Snez might be trying to find that counterattack. He's going to have to play off that backboard. Does get it there. Rogue now going to try, but the defense is able to find that read. Storm Raptor, whoa, swing and a miss at an awkward time. Rogue keeps the ball away from Guilty, but for how long? Well, that second touch is going to make it a very long time. Instead, it's Pac-Man that they need to be worried about. Ball back towards the middle of the field. Storm Raptor clearing it straight across. Guilty Toe should be able to redirect. We'll hold on to possession right now. True Snaz. Ooh, only does so much with it. Ball on that corridor. Pac-Man gets to it first. It's a lobber across the middle, and it's one that the Albatross Rage will be able to get to. 2:45 remaining, and that means we are nearly a game and a half since we've seen the Mansfield Minotaurs get a goal. Like, this has been an amazing effort put together by the Makos. If they're able to keep this going, they're going to win this series. Storm Raptor, they're going to try and break that momentum, but not stick with the play. Again, falls back immediately. We see a waterfall situation. No one going to commit for it, but even though it's a miss from True Snez. And that's why I feel like you've always got to commit for the play. Either way, 2:15 to go. Guilty Toe going to try and play through that corner. Won't be able to get there. But yeah, like, in situations like that, the consistency hasn't been there on the aerial game from either of these teams, so I don't see any reason why you just don't go up and challenge everything. I feel like there's a good chance you'll be able to strike more than you'll be able to whip, I suppose. That's my personal opinion, though. Albatross Raids, good job finding a clear on 0 boost. Really well done, actually. As using the new McLaren as well, I believe. That is the car we're seeing right there. Very nice looking vehicle. 105 seconds to go. 1-0 lead for the Marsden Makos as they're trying to hold on to this one. True Snaz is going to equalize, though. And so we know we're going to end this game with some dramatics. That is for sure. True Snez just takes advantage of the double commit to that side, and that was a weird double commit too because no one was realistically close to that play. Here we go. Minute 39. Deep breaths, everybody. Stay cool, calm, and collected because this is where this series may or may not get decided. Shot from Albatross's Rage. Going to be saved by Rogue. As Rogue now looks to press it forward. It's been a long time since we saw the Mansfield Minotaurs get that goal too. I'm hoping that's going to help this team's confidence, but Pac-Man almost is able to drive it back. Now it could be a breakaway the other way. Rogue racing Guilty Toe to get to that ball. Steals the boost, but won't get there in time to find a shot. Now Guilty Toe looks to clear it back that other way. How is Storm Raptor facing backwards on their own side of the pitch when the team is on the attack? I am so curious by that one. Post, no! True Snez can't put it through. As we see a minute 3 remaining. And I'm not saying there isn't a reason for Storm Raptor. I just want to point out I'm just confused how that happened. And I would have liked to see the lead up to it. As it stands, 53 seconds to go. Abattoir's Rage swings and misses off the roof. Double commit though. True Snez may have gotten that touch, but it was not enough to beat out Pac-Man. Now Storm Raptor keeps the ball held in the middle of the field. 43 seconds, Abattoir's Rage. Going to try and put it back towards that middle of the field where Pac-Man gets the light touch, but won't be able to challenge True Snez, who gets the pass. Redirect from Rogue. Not quite accurate. 30 seconds, half a minute means next goal very likely wins this game. 1-1 score right now. Abattoir's Rage can't find the center. Guilty Toe, however, can. Where's the shot? Where's the shot? There it is. Pac-Man posts it. Guilty Toe goes under, but here's the Abattoir's Rage. No! The shot is put a bit too high. And here goes that counterattack. The net is open. Storm Raptor goes for the bump. True Snez goes for the dribble and puts it in. With 8 seconds left, the Mansfield Minotaurs take a dramatic 1-goal lead. You can see the bump on that left side of the screen, and it allows Snez to dribble it through. 8 seconds to go. Last chance for the Makos to come back in this series. Ball off that corner, and it's going to go the other way. Snez puts it high. It doesn't keep the ball alive. Abattoir's Rage tries to get into the corner, but cannot. And it is the Mansfield Minotaurs who win this series. Abattoir's Rage wants that rematch, and I don't blame them. That series was so good. Those teams evenly matched. And you know what? I'm going to say this right now. Hey, if you're on these teams, scrim against each other because that was such an even game. I think there's a lot you can learn against each other. Try to set up practices. Try to set up scrims. That's just my 2 cents. Either way, what a series. My goodness. True Snez coming up big at the very end right there, but you got to give credit to the entire team for the Mansfield Minotaurs after what looked to be a slouch. They were struggling. They were in a slump for the second half of that series, but they come up big at the end. And they win it through, and they will be winning 3-2. Now, one last time, we take a look at our series as a whole for the day. We opened up with the Lakers Legends getting that win over SDMC Black. Then we saw the Mansfield Minotaurs get their win over the Marsden Makos Gray. 2 great series, actually, as we move along. Only a few weeks left of regular season play as well. So we've got to start to look ahead right now. I mean, we're going to be seeing some crazy games, I think, in the near future as the playoffs are right around that corner again. 8 teams in these divisions, but only 3 teams go to the playoffs. So every series counts, especially for some of these middle-of-the-pack teams. We're going to wait and see how this plays out next week. It's going to be at that same place, same time here at XP Esports Live at TGG, located in the University of Queensland. So come check out the action if you get the chance. But until then, have a great week, everybody, and I'll see you on Wednesday for some Valorant.
'Cause you will never be the same.
I have to stop going back to you.